Today we're welcoming our latest signing, Otis Khan, to Altrincham Football Club. Otis, you've had a very interesting career. We're going to be talking to a player who's played in an FA Cup quarter-final, has played at Wembley, and has also played international football in the World Cup and captained Pakistan. So there's a lot to get through. First of all, you're a Manchester lad, and your first club was Manchester United. So tell us about your time at Old Trafford.
So I went there at 6 years old, all the way up till 16. Got scouted for a local team in Droylsden, which isn't too far from here, and then played all the way up through the academy, went on to Carrington, and then I left at 16 and went to Sheffield United.
And you got the nickname Makeda at Old Trafford. Tell us how that came about.
Yeah, so it was in the first team building. We was on the spin bikes and Rio Ferdinand was there, obviously with Makeda, and he looked at me and called me Makeda. He thought I looked like him, so the nickname started from that. Everybody thought we looked quite similar, to be honest. Yeah.
So after your spell at Old Trafford, you've moved into the Football League initially with Sheffield United, but I think your career really sort of took off when you went to Yeovil. Yeah,
so I had a manager there called Darren Way. You know, he was great with me. The first thing he did was show me his computer and show me my CV, say what's on there. I said, no games. He said, I'm going to get you games and I want you to play direct. I want you to score. I want you to get assists. And that's exactly what I did. You know, I had a great time down there. You know, it was a great club, great people, and I really enjoyed my football down there.
Yeah, from Sheffield United you moved to Barnsley, then Yeovil, then on to Mansfield Town, and you were managed there by Nigel Clough, who Altrincham Football Club have got a big affiliation with, because we played Nigel's team many times when he was manager in his first spell at Burton Albion. Yeah,
so Nigel Clough actually gave me my debut at Sheffield United when he was the manager there. So he gave me my debut at Crawley away, and then my home debut at Bramall Lane. So I've got the utmost respect for Nigel Clough. You know, he's done a lot in the game, and whenever we play against him, it's nice to see him and have a catch up.
And how did you find him as a manager? Because he's hugely respected throughout the game, which is amazing considering the impact that his dad had.
Yeah, he's done amazing, as you can see in his managerial career, what he's done at different teams. You know, he was great for me, and especially at Sheffield United, he pushed a lot of youth players through. Because at that time we had, I think it was four managers in the space of 2 years. There was a lot of managers coming and going at Sheffield United, but he come in and give the youth players an opportunity, so I'm forever grateful for that.
And when you were at Yeovil Town, that was a really interesting period for the club, because they've risen through the divisions and then they've fallen back again. Tell us about your experiences at Hewish Park.
Great experiences, nice part of the country as well. You know, good people, quite a small run club, you know, family club, a lot of good people there. You know, just had some really good experiences there. You know, we won a lot of games, had some good cup runs there. And during that period of time, for the 2 years I was under Darren Way, you know, everything just sort of clicked.
You went to Tranmere Rovers, and it was whilst you were at Prenton Park that you played at Wembley in the EFL Trophy final. You lost 1-0 to Sunderland, but it must have been a magnificent experience.
Yeah, it was. It was unfortunate. It was a COVID season, because obviously Tranmere against Sunderland, you know, we would have had a lot of fans there. But I think I went to Wembley 2-3 times before that, but I didn't play because I was only a young lad. So this time I actually got to step foot on the pitch and play. And yeah, unfortunately we lost the game, but it was a great experience.
On to Leyton Orient. How did things go there?
It went okay. Signed with Kenny Jackett. He first come in, but he unfortunately got sacked. I think it was 3-4 games in, and then Richie Wellens come in, took over, and took the side obviously into massive heights. What you can see now, he's done a great job with Leyton Orient.
And then on to Grimsby Town, and whilst you were at Grimsby, they've had an incredible FA Cup run that's culminated in a quarter-final appearance. Tell us about the run and your involvement in it.
Yeah, so Paul Hurst-Simon, Chris Doig, you know, great managers, especially Doig on the training ground, really good coach. I think, like I said about Yeovil, I think everything just sort of clicked with that season, and especially the cup run. You know, Grimsby's, I don't think, ever gone that far before. You know, we knocked out some big teams. We knocked out Luton, then we went away to Southampton, and then unfortunately we got knocked out by Brighton. But obviously everybody knows Brighton are a terrific team. But again, the cup run that we had that season, the club's seen nothing like it. We had a real togetherness, a real good team spirit with that. So yeah, it's got memories for a lifetime there, definitely.
Yeah, I can remember the win at Southampton. Yes. A sensational victory.
It was, yeah. Danilo Orsi as well did really well that game. But again, everybody played the part to get us over the line, which was really good.
Now, you've also played international football whilst you're a British citizen.
Yes.
Through your heritage, you're
Yes.
able to play for Pakistan. So tell us how your international career started.
This sort of reached out really. Somebody from the federation reached out saying, would you be interested in playing for Pakistan? I think this was around 2.5 years ago. And I said, yeah, I'm at that point in my career where I've got a lot of experience over here now. I can come and help the team in Pakistan. You know, we've had some incredible games. We've been thrust into the World Cup qualifiers. If people read a bit about Pakistan football, they don't have a league there, so it's very difficult to be on that world stage and compete against teams like Saudi Arabia, Syria, Jordan, you know. But the main thing is that it's improving, and hopefully a league will come soon. But overall, it's been, you know, fantastic experience, and obviously Norberto Solano coming in now with the national team job. You know, he's done great so far, and he's a great manager to be around.
And do you see a really positive future for Pakistan international football?
Hopefully, yeah. I think the main thing is in the country getting a league. Once you get a league done, then they can focus on the local players and improving them. And then, as you know, it's a knock-on effect, and you can have a better national team with homegrown players. Because I think with the team at the moment, you've got a lot of diaspora players from, like I said, England, Denmark, Scandinavia, places like that. So it'd be nice to get some players pushed through from Pakistan. But again, the main thing is a league.
And not only have you represented Pakistan, you've captained them as well in a World Cup tie against Saudi Arabia. Yeah,
that was an amazing experience. Stephen Constantine at the time gave me the armband. You know, it was one of the best moments of my career. Going up against Saudi Arabia, and now I think qualified for the World Cup. Mancini was the manager at the time, Yaya Touré's assistant. So, you know, it was a incredible experience, you know, to captain a country. Makes myself proud, my family proud, and everybody. So it was one of the greatest moments in my career, yeah, definitely.
And how's your move to Alty come about?
Sort of a connection through Tranmere with a gaffer. Obviously, he was UT manager there when I was in the first team under Mike Jackson, Ian Dawes, and then Keith Hill. So there's a connection there. So I just sort of spoken to him after I left my last club. Obviously, the way he wants to play and suits me down to the ground, and you know, really good people here, really good club, and you know, I couldn't say no.
And prior to coming to Altrincham, you've had a spell in Malaysia.
Yes. So I went to Malaysia at the start of the season. Unfortunately, that didn't work out for reasons I won't get into. A lot of stuff off the pitch wasn't done professionally, so I had to come back to the UK. But now I'm here. You know, I'm very familiar with this league and the players. So just want to hit the ground running, and I'm looking forward to obviously getting over that white line.
What's your favourite position, and what sort of player are you, Otis?
So I'd say I'm quite direct, like to get forward, get on the ball. I think growing up at United Academy, the pedigree is there to play the ball on the floor, but also work hard for the team. I've played a lot of positions in my career, but I think speaking to the gaffer and the way I've played before, I think more sort of an attacking midfielder, getting involved in the goals, getting involved in the assists, and hopefully trying to affect the game.
And because of the breadth of your experience, you've experienced football in a lot of different levels and international football. What's your thoughts on the National League?
National League, it's getting better and better. I think when I was 18 years old, you know, a lot of people sort of look down upon it. Whereas now I'm 30, you look at the teams who are in the National League, you've got your likes of York, you've got your likes of Forest Green, you've got teams who's gone up like your Wrexhams, your Stockports, really good teams. I think if, you know, a lot of teams who's in this league go up to the League Two, they'll do fine in League Two. So the standards are a lot better, and as you can see with a lot of teams, they're playing the ball on the ground. So this forces players to be better technically. So overall, it's a lot better standard for sure.
And you've joined Altrincham at a time when we haven't got a game for 2 weeks, which I think for somebody joining the group is a good thing.
Yeah, so I know quite a few lads here already. I played against them or played with them, but like you said, it gives me time to speak to the lads, build up the relationships on the pitch, and see how the gaffer wants to work. And you know, when we're coming into the game against Hartlepool, I know exactly what he wants.